Show you the reason we're doing this. First of all, it's asking for the zeros, right? So, first step is, please help me on this. Somebody please know this. What's the parent function to this equation?
Quadratic.
Yes. Thank you. Last period couldn't come up with it. This is squared. It's a quadratic. Right? It looks like this. Right? So I need to graph it. I need to know, when does it cross? Does it cross here? Does it cross there? Does it cross once? Does it cross twice? Does it not cross? Alright? The first step is factor it. That's always your first step. To know if something's factorable, use your product and sum. The product is 30. The sum is 6. We are adding in the sum. So two things that multiply to be 30 that add to be 6. Is it possible? Well, I know that it's what? 1 and 30, 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 5 and 6, right? Do any of these add to be 6?
Yes.
No.
2.
Okay? So this is not factorable. Okay? So we got to do another step. How can I get the answers of the zeros if I don't know how to factor? What other thing do we know how to do? Graph. We can graph it. Now remember the four-step method. The first step was f of x is equal to 0. Prime of f of x, right? This was basically 2 times the first number plus the second number. Okay? Huh?
Turn the next page.
Turn the page.
No.
Yeah, sorry. Alright, so 2 times the first number is what? Very good, 6. Bring down the second number. Oh, 6. What does that equal? We set it equal to 0. Okay? And then we solve. I add 6, I add 6, so I get 6x equals 6. I divide by 6, I divide by 6, x equals 1, right? That's my axis of symmetry. To get part 2, I plug in the axis. Alright? If I plug in the axis, I get f, or actually g of 1 is equal to 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 10. Okay? Now, that's 1 squared, which is 1, times 3, which is 3. That's 6, so that's minus 6, so that's minus 3, so that's plus 10, plus 10, plus 10, means plus 7. Okay?
I'm just going to take a picture of it because...
I know. So now I've got the vertexes 1 and 7.
Are we doing more today?
Now, the last 2 steps are really simple. Guys, let me finish this real quick. The last 2 steps are simple. 3 is f of 0 equals c. c is 10. So I got 0 and 10. 4 is f of 2 of the axis is equal to c. So 2 times 1 is 2. And that should also equal 10. So 2 and 10. When you graph this, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You've got 1 and 2. You have 0 and 10. You have 1 and 7. And you have 2 and 10. You notice anything about that? It doesn't cross.
Are you done?
Yeah, it doesn't cross. So what we're going to have to do is find a way to make it cross. And that's when the quadratic formula comes up.